Hey y'all, so today we're going to look at another shoulder holster. We're looking at the Galco Classic Lite shoulder holster. This one happens to be for my Walther PPK, so let's go take a look at it.
Take the sunglasses off, you're not James Bond.
Anyway, let's get into the review. Here we are on the bench, and I guess you could kind of call this the economy line holster. They call it their light holster. They have this and then they have the 2.0. The only difference between the 2.0 and this is the 2.0 has two mag holders versus this that has one. But it's a little bit cheaper than the Miami or the Jackass rig. But in my opinion, you do lose some kind of nice things. Whether or not it's for you, well, we'll decide on that. So we'll start with craftsmanship as usual, and we'll start with the holster part of the rig. So first thing you're going to notice is this is all suede. It's kind of like suede. It's all like the fuzzy feeling you would expect from suede. They label it as premium steer hide leather. I think pretty much everything on their website is labeled that, but this is kind of like a suede material, and that's actually the only downside of that. And it does look nice. I will say the holster is kind of attractive and nice looking, but it's kind of grabby on my clothing. Something I noticed is like, especially if you're wearing a light shirt, it can kind of grab a little bit. Not the end of the world, but something to be mindful of is you might notice that versus the other ones they put out. The straps usually are smooth and don't grab clothing as much, right? But basically, the gun fits in the holster real well, did not require any break-in, right? And when I pull the gun out of the holster, you'll notice it is not molded in anything. It is literally just like a two piece of leather or a piece of leather folded over, kind of like a taco to hold the gun in. And there was no molding done. So, again, I can like crumple this up in my hand and it just is. They did not countersink the thumb brake, which is something that if you've watched the channel for a while, you know it's usually something I complain about. They do on a lot of their other stuff. They did not on this, but I guess that's part of the cost savings, that's passed on to you. They did reinforce the thumb brake, which is nice. It breaks nice and clean. I'll show that a little bit more when I'm wearing it, right? So that's pretty much it, the holster wise. Again, it's not molded or anything, but it does hold the gun well, so I really can't complain. The only issue you're going to run into with it not being molded like that is it's going to be hard to reholster, a little bit harder than if the holster was molded to the gun, but gunfights aren't won with reholstering. Moving up, same plastic hardware you see on all Galco shoulder rigs. Have not run into any issues ever with it. I wish it wasn't plastic, but a lot of things are becoming plastic and I'm sorry, polymers nowadays. So it's just something you kind of got to live with. Straps. Straps are, well, they're basically the regular Galco straps, but again, they're the same like rough texture and really no issue with them. They're fully adjustable. The only complaint would be, again, they grab on the clothing a little bit because it's kind of like this rough suede texture. Now, something I should note, Galco has gone away from Chicago screws on a lot of stuff. You really just don't see it anymore. All the new holsters I've seen from them have these little plastic tab things that go in, right? There's little slits here, and you kind of fit them in, and it snaps on, pushes through. I would prefer Chicago screws, but I've really had no issues with the plastic tabs. I think it's probably cheaper to manufacture. Again, I haven't noticed that the price of the holster went down, but I guess they cut a little corner and went away with Chicago screws. I think it's faster. Honestly, I don't think it's much faster because you have to feed them through and fit them in, and it's kind of tight to fit them on. But, I guess at the end of the day, maybe it's a little bit quicker. Um, they did kind of expand the strap a little bit here for your shoulder. Very comfortable straps. Moving down to the mag holder. Mag holder, I really have no critique on. It's nice. Again, same suede material, has the same bit here for tie down. Um, no issues, right? They offer multiple points here to close it. So if you have the thumb extension or not, you can, or I'm sorry, not the thumb extension, the finger extension, it will work either way. It's a little stiff, but again, it's a fairly new snap, so I'm sure it'll loosen up over time. But it pops open, the mag slides in and out real nice. Again, here, exposed hardware. Not that I really care because the mag's not that important, but nothing's covered, so it will beat up the mag a little bit. But again, that's not that big a deal. That's just a small little critique. But yeah, so really no issue there. Again, same plastic hardware. So that's pretty much the craftsmanship of the holster. Like I said, a few small things it looks like they may have done to cut corners, but kind of exactly the quality you expect from Galco. No major red flag that screams and says this is a poorly made holster. Let's go to me wearing it. Here I am wearing it, and it rides pretty comfortably, actually. The PPK is not the world's heaviest, biggest gun, but with that being said, it is very comfortable to wear and definitely something I could wear all day long and not get tired of it. It sits real nice. Again, Galco uses this whole centerpiece thing that I know a lot of other people have they're also using, but it kind of helps spread the weight out, and it's not that big a deal. Drawing is real nice and easy. Again, I can get a full firing grip on the gun before I go to pull it out. Thumb brake is real nice, and out comes the gun, just like that. Now, reholstering, as I said, it's a little bit more intensive, but not that big a deal. I just kind of like hold on to the thumb brake here and push the gun into the holster. Um, so a little bit more complicated just because the holster hasn't held its shape. Not the end of the world. Right, mag right here. Again, 90% of wearing these is getting them nice and, sucked up tight into underneath your arms, but really no big deal, right? So rides real good, again, comfortable. Let's see how well it conceals. Here we are under a sweatshirt, and it conceals pretty well. It is a PPK, so it's a very small gun to conceal, but you don't really notice it. I will say it doesn't conceal as well as I'd expect. Reason I say that because again, the PPK is a very small gun, and this is, the same bulky sweatshirt I can hide a 1911 under. If I pull it super tight, you can kind of see the outline of the gun there. The beaver tail and everything. But again, with just a regular sweatshirt and me not sitting there pulling it skin tight, it conceals pretty well. So really no issues there. Drawing with this again, still pretty easy. Just pull up, lift up and pull out, and there's the gun. Again, not the world's fastest, but that's how it works with shoulder rigs and sweatshirts, at least a pullover sweatshirt. But if you had a zipper front sweatshirt, it would be just fine. I like the pullover, and I can still draw pretty quick, even with a pullover, so it works for me. Let's try one more test. Here I am, Hawaiian shirt and shoulder rig again. What I want to do is, there's a lot of people that are basically trying to figure out how to put a shoulder rig underneath a t-shirt or a Hawaiian shirt or just a regular button-down shirt, kind of a loose-fitting shirt that they could have a real small gun in a shoulder rig. And a lot of people bring up this holster, right? They bring up different belly bands and they bring up this holster a lot because it's kind of on the small side for a lot of smaller guns, and they think it might work. That's why I want to do this test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this shoulder rig underneath my Hawaiian shirt, and we'll see how well it conceals. All right, so here I am, and the only thing that changed was I reversed my layers of clothing. So I'm wearing the shoulder rig, and I gotta say, I don't know how well you can see, just standing here, it's not bad, but honestly, I would not recommend this. Anytime I move around, like it's obvious there's something here, a gun. And again, PPK is not the world's smallest gun, but it's pretty small. And any smaller, you're basically going to pocket gun, which if you have a pocket gun, why not just carry it in your pocket? Um, Again, kind of covers it. The fact that this is a complex pattern kind of hides the bulk, but it's definitely there. Like, you can see the gun is right here. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but under a t-shirt, shoulder rig just does not work, and especially not at this angle. I've mentioned the Jackass rig. Maybe with that would work, but again, the Jackass rig is unfortunately not for that many guns. I've kind of asked Galco about that a couple times. They have no interest in making it more guns. Don't know why. But I would not recommend this for just under a t-shirt. The only thing I would, if you're looking for a under the t-shirt holster, the upside down style where it's barrel up, butt of the gun down, kind of like the Steve McQueen holster, that's something I would actually maybe recommend trying, because when I tried vertical shoulder holsters in this method, they concealed better than this. but this does definitely not conceal under this. Maybe it was unbuttoned. Maybe if you were just running out quick to maybe get the mail and you were walking around for some reason with a shoulder rig, you just wanted to cover it. Throwing it over like this would work. But I would not recommend this as an all-day thing or something I would go out in public. But so, final thoughts. I think it's a nice holster. I think it was a lot nicer back when I know you could get it for like 70, 80 bucks. Now they're, I think on Amazon I paid 115. So a little pricey. You get the Galco quality, but I think there was definitely, well, they definitely obviously did things to make it less expensive than their more traditional Miami Classic or the Jackass rig. But, sometimes if this particular holster is what you're looking for, maybe you don't want to spend all the money on the other holster, this is a good option. Like I said, no glaring red flags. Just for me, there's a few small things that doesn't make it something that I would uh, seek out and buy, but good holster. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them and have a good day.